Beverly, 4 to shoot, spins inside, the flick, puts it in, and contact.
They said the Eastern Conference wasn't epic, and then last night happened. Day 11 of the NBA playoffs was dramatic. We learned who the most hated man in New York is, which exact basement in Cleveland Max Strus has been hiding in, and so much more. Chapter 1, the most hated man in New York. Entering Game 5 with a 3-1 lead, the Knicks had a single mission: give the Sixers the boot. Public enemy number 1 was Joel Embiid, who became Gotham's favorite villain for the night.
He, meaning Joel Embiid, is even giving Reggie Miller a run for the belt. The belt of what? The most hated man in New York.
The fans were all over Embiid even before the game started.
Effort here against this team and this crowd for this win.
But the Knicks started the game on a frosty note, missing their first 8 shots.
Chenzo right into the big fella's face, and Embiid takes it to the floor.
Meanwhile, the Sixers capitalized, barreling through with a swift 12-4 run.
Knicks lost it, Lowry picks it up. Here comes Maxey. A foot race, Maxey drawing the contacts, laying it up and in.
Despite the rough start, the Knicks finally hit their stride thanks to OG.
Embiid goes inside, the runner blocked by Anunoby.
Josh Hart then revved up the crowd, injecting some much-needed energy.
Slipping up the court, Hart coast to coast, and the foul.
However, the man of the quarter was Maxey, who was a problem, leading all scorers with 11 points in the first quarter.
Maxey blows past Hart, high, up and down it goes, Tyrese.
The Knicks missed all their 3-point attempts in the first, allowing the Sixers to end the quarter with a 9-point lead. With Embiid on the bench to start the second quarter, the Knicks seized the moment, igniting an 11-2 run to even the score.
Brunson one-on-one with Payne. It's all Brunson. Spin for the deuce.
But just as the Sixers were trying to regroup, Deuce became loose.
Embiid. Blocked by Robinson. Embiid doesn't have much lift. Hart. Kick. McBride. Book it. A 3.
Tobias Harris tried to stem the tide with a 3-pointer, but then Josh Hart decided it was showtime.
Finds Hart. Hart throws it up, and Robinson, a one-handed slam. NBA power there from Mitchell Robinson.
The Sixers tried to claw back with some solid defense, but Deuce was a firecracker from downtown, lighting up and going off uncontrollably.
Deflected. McBride. Downtown hit. It's Miles Deuce McBride.
However, no player shined brighter than Brunson in the second. This man went a perfect 6 of 6 in the period. Everything he was putting up was dropping.
McBride back to Brunson. 3-pointer. It's good. Brunson's made his last 3 shots.
With the Knicks finding their mojo from downtown, they outscored the Sixers by 15 in the quarter to snag a 6-point lead. In the third quarter, the Sixers turned up the heat, sparking a sizzling 10-2 run to snatch back the lead.
Embiid spins, drives, floats it. Good, and a foul.
As the game seesawed back and forth, not even a bucket could be scored without a struggle.
Maxey! The windup, it's blocked.
But Maxey would redeem himself. The Knicks then replied with their own long-range cash deposits.
Hartenstein guides it. Brunson shooting practice. He's got it.
They were all about sharing the rock, turning generosity into an art form.
Hart, keep the ball moving. DiVincenzo. Yes, sir!
But despite that, they still ended the third trailing by a slim margin of 1 point. Kicking off the fourth, the Sixers suddenly caught a cold streak at the worst possible time. They bumbled into a comedy of errors, handing over a 10-0 run to the Knicks.
A flurry here at the Garden. Anunoby drives and scores.
Philly's turnovers in the clutch were proving too costly for them, with Deuce ultimately putting the final nail in the coffin.
35 seconds to play. Brunson, swing, McBride. Oh, yeah!
But then Maxey turned into an absolute dog, pulling up from another zip code to try and save the Sixers' season.
And now they're just trying to get to the finish line and wrap up this series. Maxey floats it up and in. The Knicks up by 3. 10 seconds left in Game 5. Maxey fires! He's got it! Tie game! 41 for Maxey. Philadelphia is not done yet!
In OT, the Knicks came out hot, going on an early 5-0 run, all courtesy of Brunson.
Brunson takes it in for 2. Jalen Brunson owns the night!
But Maxey was not done playing hero.
Now all
the momentum is in the Knicks' way.
That can change momentum.
Embiid, even though he was banged up and practically a pirate with one good eye, was out there giving it his all. However, his enthusiasm got the better of him, earning a flagrant one after a high five to Brunson's face.
Brunson weaving through traffic, creates space, draws the foul, and took a shot to the face from Embiid.
In the end, the Sixers managed to clinch a 6-point victory, nudging the series to a tantalizing 3-2 and setting the stage for a nail-biting Game 6. Chapter 2. Mofo Too Small. After getting blitzed by the Indiana Pacers and their relentless rain of three-pointers in Game 4, the Bucks found themselves in a 3-1 pickle, staring down the barrel of elimination. And coming into Game 5, they knew the drill. Start strong or go home. The Bucks delivered the first punch with authority.
Here comes Lopez on the attack, and he puts Turner on a poster to start.
And their main weapon was Middleton, who scored 10 of the Bucks' first 14 points.
Middleton against Neesmith, and the old dog still has some new tricks.
The Pacers, on the other hand, came into the game thinking one thing: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Since the three ball had gotten them to this point so far, they continued hurling trays from the parking lot.
This is Halliburton, splash. Turner's gonna sling it, and he banks it in. Halliburton, that's a three. Already his second triple in less than 4 minutes.
A 12-0 run helped them turn a 3-point deficit into a 9-point lead. And by the end of the first period, they were ahead by 8 points, thanks to their 7 threes on a sizzling 53% from beyond the arc. To start the second quarter,
they didn't hurt us, now let's turn it on. Let's go.
The Bucks unleashed a 16-2 run, flipping the scoreboard to take a 6-point lead. Bobby Portis, shaking off the cobwebs of his Game 4 disaster, was all about that redemption life.
Portis up between two, muscles his way in for the deuce, and he's got 9. Yeah, Bobby! Portis elevates and hits.
Bobby Portis making his presence felt here.
And with Pat Bev catching that wave of momentum, the two partners in crime blessed us with that patented legendary taunt.
Beverly, 4 to shoot, spins inside, the flick, puts it in, and contact.
Halliburton tried to put a Band-Aid on the situation with a big 3, hoping to stop the Bucks' onslaught.
Halliburton a 3, and he buries it.
But the Bucks had now turned up their defense,
Beverly got McConnell from the back.
with the Pacers shooting a chilly 35%. Their offense was more of a hindrance than a help, as they lost by 13 points in the quarter. Unfortunately for the Pacers, the Bucks weren't done yet. In the third quarter, Milwaukee came out on a blistering 9-0 run within the first 2 minutes, inflating their lead to 12 points.
Middleton, that's a 3. Middleton taking Neesmith to school.
Miles Turner was spinning and winning at the rim, trying to inject some life into his team.
Great stuff. What a move by Turner as they desperately needed a basket.
But his team couldn't get any stops, as they allowed the Zombie Bucks to deliver third-degree burns on them while also feeling themselves big time.
Beverly, Beasley, and the Bucks are throwing haymakers here in Game 5.
By the time the third quarter buzzer sounded, the Pacers were down by 20. As the final frame unfolded, the Pacers continued to sip their bitter brew, with the Bucks dishing out a deluge of threes.
Remember Indiana franchise playoff record, 22 threes in Game 4. They are getting a taste of their own medicine tonight. Middleton, 6 to shoot, gets it to Beasley. Boy, he is lights out tonight.
The Bucks were looking like the veteran group that they are, while the Pacers started looking young and inexperienced again. Midway through the fourth, the Pacers essentially hoisted the white flag, swapping in their bench warmers and giving the rookies a run. Yet Bobby Portis wasn't done feasting on the scoreboard.
Going to work against Siakam. Bobby Portis putting the Bucks on his back.
Hungry for more even late into the game. With this win, Milwaukee cut the series deficit to 3-2, still in favor of Indiana. And now the action shifts back to Indianapolis. Chapter 3, Veins of Ice. With the series knotted up at 2-2, the Cavaliers received a jarring setback when they learned that Jarrett Allen would be out for Game 5. But in response, Coach J.B. Bickerstaff, in a daring move, decided to go small for the starting lineup, introducing Isaac Okoro Toro. Energized by the lineup shakeup, the Cavs came out of the gates aggressive, attacking the hoop with gusto right from the start. Banchero tried to fire back,
Gives to Banchero for the corner three. It's good.
but the Cavs unleashed a barrage of threes, quickly building a 10-point lead. Darius Garland was particularly hot, dropping a whopping 17 points.
Garland after Suggs gambled, and Garland makes Suggs pay.
By the end of the first quarter, the Cavs were shooting a solid 50% from the field, while the Magic were struggling, only managing to convert at a 33% clip.
Morris, top of the key. Batted by Thompson. And finally rebounded by the Magic. Stolen. LeVert.
The Cavs carried that momentum into the second quarter. Donovan Mitchell took the baton from Garland and began percolating.
Donovan Mitchell stepped back. Mid-range jump shot. Donovan Mitchell 18 in the first half.
But the story of the quarter was the Magic's bench, who came into the game and sparked a bold comeback to cut the deficit down to just 4 points.
Tough off the dribble.
Ingles. Pure.
However, Cleveland quickly responded, with Mobley flipping the script from defense to offense.
Ball and player movement out of the Magic as Mobley erases the Carter shot. Mobley beats the corner. Garland's there. Back to a trailer in Strus. Terrific ball movement. Results in an Toro three.
Mobley and Mitchell tried to keep the boat afloat, but they couldn't stop the Magic from ending the first half on a cheeky 8-0 run, cutting the Cavs' lead to just 1 point.
Wagner. I think that was the problem at the free throw line. He was too close.
Coming out of halftime, Paolo Banchero was on fire. The man was a one-man scoring machine out there, racking up 11 huge points while shooting an impressive 83%.
Game 5 tonight. Banchero slams it in.
Statement out of the timeout.
Meanwhile, Max Strus, who'd been invisible in this series, suddenly came alive.
Garland. Strus. DJ. Barry. Maxey.
With him going off, the Cavs managed to hold a 5-point lead going into the final stretch. With a Game 5 this important, the fourth quarter turned into an absolute nail-biter.
Orlando can tie it up with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Ingles for 3. Bam!
Down the stretch, the possessions belonged to the Stars.
Foul by Donovan Mitchell. He'll rake it and take it now. Pull-up jumper. Boom.
An Orlando Star didn't disappoint under the bright lights, finishing the game with 39 points.
Banchero for 3. Bam!
However, in the closing moments, it was Evan Mobley who would shine the brightest.
Drive to the hole. Wrap. Mobley. Easy does it. Big fella.
In the nail-biting final minutes, he turned into a human blockade.
Big drive to the hole. Block by Mobley. What a block with 3.2 to go. Evan Mobley.
Although Banchero managed to hit a three-pointer with just 3.2 seconds left on the clock, it was too late to alter the outcome. The Cavs held firm and secured the win, moving ahead 3-2 in the series. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, be the GOAT of that moment. Stay GOATed.